think this is working. 1 second. Hello? Yeah, it should be working. Oh, fucking hell. I just fucking put my hand in some protein powder that I dropped earlier. That is grim. Okay, anyway, YouTube, welcome back to another video. I feel like I'm shouting now that I've like invested into this fancy little DJI mic. I feel like I'm almost shouting down the mic now, even though this is gonna pick up my voice like everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I could be talking to you and I could be walking away like this and you're still gonna hear me nice and clear. I could potentially walk off and you're still gonna hear me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a neat little investment, isn't it? Anyway, I decided to get one of these mics because I wanted to start throwing out some Sam Sulek style YouTube videos. I basically wanted to be able to take you into the gym with me and actually do a walk and talk through one of my sessions in terms of giving you advice on form, technique, execution, training intensity, the sets and reps in which I'm working out, rather than just kind of chatting shit around the day and then just showing you like a training montage. Because what's the value in that, right? If this is actually better for me to now bring more valuable content to my YouTube. So yeah, anyway, I'm basically getting the hang of this. Videographer Ben took me through it yesterday. Hopefully he's at the gym today, which I'm leaving for soon. Hopefully he can let me know whether I'm doing this right. I think I'm doing this right. I guess you'll find out by the time you watch this anyway. By the way, I'm holding it like this now because I'm just testing it. This will be like clipped onto my jumper or my t-shirt. Wearing a jumper now because it's getting a little bit chilly outside. I'll show you. Yeah, look, as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of autumn breeze in the air. But yeah, I'm not gonna be like one of them fucking dickheads that you see hold it like this all the time and talk into it like it's a microphone. Like, what the fuck are you doing, mate? You're not on Britain's Got Talent. Like, clip it onto your shirt, you fucking idiot. So yeah, you're not gonna see me do that. Anyway, I'm gonna head off now to grab my pre-workout meal, which is at the minute 2 squares bars. We've just had a bump up in food today. Actually, I might discuss that a little bit later on, but it was check-in day for me this morning. We're off to get the pre-workout meal now and then off to the gym. So yeah, let's get it. And in case I forgot to tell you, it is leg day. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a walk and talk through my leg day. So exciting stuff. So we're in for the leg session. To be honest, I'm actually quite glad it's quiet around the gym, so that way, hopefully I don't look too much like a fucking maniac just talking to myself. Now that I'm mic'd up, but it's all good. Videographer Ben is over there, so he kind of just came over and made sure that I was doing it all properly. So I think the audio is connected now. I guess you'll find out because you'll be watching this video, and I'll find out when I'm editing back. But yeah, first exercise, so we're gonna start on a lying hamstring curl. I'm gonna get into a few feeder sets, anywhere between like 4 to 8 reps, 2 sets, just ease my way into my top set, and then I'll be working at a top set of 6 to 10 and a back off set of 10 to 15. So sorry, I actually literally just bullshitted you there. It's a top set of 8 to 10, back off set of 12 to 15. So yeah, my mistake. Anyway, with this exercise, so in terms of some tips, I'm literally just gonna start with the pad just that notch higher. You don't have to start here with your legs fully extended. If anything, especially if you're lifting a heavier load, that's just gonna essentially put a little bit more pressure through your joints and your cruciate ligaments. Same with your feet as well. You just want to keep them in a neutral position. I don't see why people are like pointing their toes up, their toes down, their heels up throughout a lying hamstring curl. Again, that's not going to hit any different head of the hamstring. It's essentially just going to put more pressure through your joints and cruciate ligaments. And with this as well, just to ensure that I am putting as much stimulus overload as I can onto the hamstrings, I'm just going to try to keep my glutes down and, you know, fight to keep my glutes down as much as I can throughout the exercise. Now, yes, as I fatigue, they're going to creep up ever so slightly, but I'm just going to fight to keep them down. If they creep up too high, then I'll probably just call the set there. But yeah, we're going to go into our top set now of 8 to 10. I think I'm going to try and get 8 on this. I got 8 on this last week on this exact weight. I'm just going to try and get it that touch cleaner. So I think that was about 9 there. I'll probably keep that on the exact same weight for next time, because obviously I've still got one more rep before I've essentially hit the rep range, but I think even then I could probably get them last few reps a little cleaner. But yeah, either way that felt good. 1 rep more than what we got last week. So with the last set it is 12 to 15 rest pause. So with the rest pause we'll essentially take 20 seconds and go back in on the exact same load. So yeah, if you're unsure with what a rest pause set is, it is essentially on your last set of that exercise. So say for example my rep range is 12 to 15, I'll pick a weight that I can achieve 12 to 15 reps with, and then I'll then rest 20 seconds, go back in on that exact same load for failure reps, and I might get like 5 or 6 reps say. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing for the last set there, just adding on an intensifier. Filled with fucking anxiety at the minute. I'm worried that this audio is just going to cut out at any second and then the whole YouTube video is fucked. So at the minute, due to being fucking stupid and not getting myself a logbook, I'm literally tracking everything on notes on my phone at the minute, which if I was one of my clients right now, I'd be giving myself a clip round the ear. Because I preach logbooks for all clients, so yeah, I just need to make sure that I get a new logbook essentially. Anyway, we're on to seated hamstring curl now. Same again in terms of the rep range, top set of 8 to 10, back off set of 12 to 15. We're just not adding in the rest pause. But yeah, I absolutely fucking hate this exercise. But look, at the end of the day, I do whatever the coach tells me to do. I don't question anything, I don't moan. I just get it done, mate. So yeah, let's go for it. We are now on to what I would probably say is my favourite exercise in the gym. We're heading over to the leg extension now, the prime leg extension to be precise. I actually fucking love this exercise, I can't lie, I really, really do. I honestly think this is like the GOAT of leg extensions. It's certainly better than the Atlantis and the Cybex leg extension over there. 110% prefer this. But yeah, anyway, with this exercise, a few tips. So first and foremost, make sure that you're lining your knee up with that axis of rotation. When obviously seated here, just make sure, just so that you are targeting the quads more efficiently, just make sure that you're really kind of locking yourself into the seat. Make sure that you're keeping your glutes in the pad, whether you hold yourself down with the handles or whether you use some form of seat belt. I've never used a seat belt, but I do see people do it. And with this as well, I also like to move this pad up as far as I possibly can, as close to my knees and as far up the shins as possible. What that is going to do is essentially take away from the pressure that is going through your knee joints and placing, well, not placing more stimulus, essentially, yeah, taking away pressure from the knee joints, but without removing any of that stimulus and that pressure that you place onto the quads. With this exercise as well, just ensure that you're going into this with intent. Now, one mistake that I used to make when I was younger is stacking the leg extension. Now, this is the only exercise in the gym in which you can target the quads in that shortened range. So it makes more sense to spend more time in that shortened range, right? So go into this movement with intent. Make sure that as you drive through that concentric portion of the movement, you're pausing for a second or two in that shortened range. And you're going into this exercise with intent, and you're trying to emphasize that shortened range as much as you possibly can. That is how you get the most out of this exercise. So with this, we're working at a slightly higher rep range, which I'm fine with, because like I said, I love this exercise. Working at a top set 12 to 15, back off set 15 to 20. So yeah, slightly higher reps. Let's fucking get it. This is a little bit of a fucking nightmare. I'm not even sure if you can see me in the camera shot, but anyway, we're moving on to a pendulum squat now. This is meant to be a pivot leg press, but I've put the pendulum squat in just for pure enjoyment, to be fair. I think I enjoy it a little bit more than the leg press at the minute. And that's again, you know, a good point to make there with training. Make sure that you enjoy your training. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't enjoy an exercise, opt that out for something else that you do enjoy, because you'll be training with much more better intensity. So yeah, make sure that whatever you're doing, you're enjoying what you're doing. So anyway, I'm going to do a feeder into this, and then we're going to be working at a top set of 8 to 12 and a back off set of 12 to 15. So heading into my top set for this now. So with the pendulum squat, what I'm trying to do here is just making it a little bit more quad dominant. So what I'm going to do is essentially lower my feet on the platform ever so slightly, but not too low to the point where I lose stability through the heels, because that will essentially take away from the force that I can generate through the mid-range of the quad essentially. So yeah, as I cool myself down throughout this exercise at the bottom, I'm going to make sure I brace my core as I drive back up through that concentric portion of the movement. As I drive back up as well, I'm just essentially going to drive my hips back into the pad. But yeah, I love the pendulum squat. Really, really good exercise to target that mid-range of the quad in a nice stable environment without putting too much pressure through the lower back essentially. Let's fucking get it. We're going to try and get 8 here. Oh my god, my quad's feeling it. Let's go. Just realised this whole fucking video that I haven't even been flipping around the screen to kind of see what I'm actually filming when I'm filming myself training. So for some of these shots, I could just be completely out the fucking image. But yeah, fuck it, oh well. We're pretty much towards the end of the session now, so we've got 2 exercises left. This is meant to be the finisher, but I can't actually do the exercise before it, just due to the fact that all the benches are being used at the minute, and I actually need one of the benches to essentially elevate my back leg. It's basically a dumbbell Bulgarian split squat, but back leg's elevated, so yeah, I can't actually do that at the minute. I suppose I could technically use the safeties on the squat rack, but I don't really like doing that. I feel much more comfortable on a bench, so yeah, we'll just do this first. But in terms of this exercise, it's annoying because I essentially full stack this, so the machine essentially doesn't go heavy enough for me, but I literally can't do the plate loaded one. For some reason, I just don't connect well with that exercise, so I basically just put this on the full stack and then just rep out until I hit failure essentially. So it's a good little finisher. I'm meant to be doing a top set of 8 to 12, back off set of 12 to 15, but yeah, this isn't heavy enough for me to go to 8 reps and hit failure. So yeah, I just rep out until I hit failure. Finally, we are on to the last exercise. Oh, they've actually fucking turned the aircon on in this gym now, which is quite nice. I had to take off my jumper because despite the fact that it's getting a little bit nippy outside, it's still fucking hot in the gym, especially when you're training legs. So yeah, the jumper had to come off. So anyway, we are moving on to a Bulgarian split squat, back foot elevated. I'm working at 2 sets of 12 to 15 here. Similar to the seated hamstring curl. I fucking hate this exercise, but this whole off season I've just been like completely vulnerable, like in the sense of I'm just doing what my coach instructs me to do. I want to progress the best I can this off season. I really want to step on stage next year with the best chance in winning some shows. That's the goal. Doing whatever my coach tells me, despite the fact that I'll be competing in men's physique and I won't even be getting my legs out on stage. I'm still just doing the exercises that he instructs me to do on my leg day. So yeah, and that being said as well, that's a good point to bring up actually. I only really kind of train at minimal effective volume with my leg sessions. I don't really, as you can tell, like I don't train at a lot of volume on leg day. Reason being is, one, I'm not going to be getting my legs out on stage. I want to be a men's physique athlete. And two, I've got decent legs anyway. So rather than absolutely running myself into the ground and building these monstrous legs that will probably struggle to fit in a pair of board shorts, why don't I instead just kind of solidify the mass on my legs, train at minimal effective volume, then actually save that energy for other sessions throughout the week and kind of focus that around body parts, or put that energy into training body parts that I actually need to bring up for the stage next year. So yeah, and I mean, to be honest, I don't need to do a lot to bring up my legs anyway, so chances are, yeah, my legs will still probably blow up somewhat. So like I said, I added in the pendulum squat earlier rather than the pivot leg press, and that's literally just due to the fact that I actually enjoy the pendulum squat, or I have been enjoying the pendulum squat recently. I haven't done any form of squat in terms of pendulum squat, hack squat in a long time. I've literally just done leg press, and that's been like my main, like, heaviest movement throughout my leg days. So yeah, but anyway, last exercise now. I'm going to stop chatting shit and get on with this because, yeah, quite frankly, I'm pretty done with this leg day now. I'm starting to flag towards the end of it a little bit. So yeah, I got to be honest though, miking myself up and speaking to myself, or speaking to the camera throughout my session, it's not intimidating as you would think. I'll tell you that now, it's not intimidating as what you would think. A lot of people don't even batter an eyelid. Okay, so finally we are on to the last exercise. Oh, they've actually fucking turned the aircon on in this gym now, which is quite nice. I had to take off my jumper because despite the fact that it's getting a little bit nippy outside, it's still fucking hot in the gym, especially when you're training legs. So yeah, the jumper had to come off. So anyway, we are moving on to a Bulgarian split squat, back foot elevated. I'm working at 2 sets of 12 to 15 here. Similar to the seated hamstring curl. I fucking hate this exercise, but this whole off season I've just been like completely vulnerable, like in the sense of I'm just doing what my coach instructs me to do, essentially. I want to progress the best I can this off season. I really want to step on stage next year with the best chance in winning some shows. That's the goal, essentially. So yeah, doing whatever my coach tells me, despite the fact that I'll be competing in men's physique and I won't even be getting my legs out on stage. I'm still just doing the exercises that he instructs me to do on my leg day. So yeah, and that being said as well, that's a good point to bring up actually. I only really kind of train at minimal effective volume with my leg sessions. I don't really, as you can tell, like I I don't train at a lot of volume on leg day. Reason being is, one, I'm not going to be getting my legs out on stage. I want to be a men's physique athlete. And two, I've got decent legs anyway, so rather than absolutely running myself into the ground and building these monstrous legs that will probably struggle to fit in a pair of board shorts, why don't I instead just kind of solidify the mass on my legs, train at minimal effective volume, then actually save that energy for other sessions throughout the week and kind of focus that around body parts, or put that energy into training body parts that I actually need to bring up for the stage next year. So yeah, and I mean, to be honest, I don't need to do a lot to bring up my legs anyway, so yeah, that's hence why I train at minimal effective volume. Chances are my legs will still blow up, despite the fact that, yeah, I don't really, and chances are, yeah, my legs will still probably blow up somewhat. So like I said, I added in the pendulum squat earlier rather than the pivot leg press, and that's literally just due to the fact that I actually enjoy the pendulum squat, or I have been enjoying the pendulum squat recently. I haven't done any form of squat in terms of pendulum squat, hack squat in a long time. I've literally just done leg press, and that's been like my main, like, heaviest movement throughout my leg days. So yeah, but anyway, last exercise now. I'm going to stop chatting shit and get on with this, because yeah, quite frankly, I'm pretty done with this leg day now. I'm starting to flag towards the end of it a little bit. So yeah, I gotta be honest though, micing myself up and speaking to myself, or speaking to the camera throughout my session, it's not intimidating as you would think. I'll tell you that now, it's not intimidating as what you would think. A lot of people don't even batter an eyelid. Sorry?
I thought you were on the phone.
No, I'm literally just filming. Nah, it's alright, don't worry, because at the end of the day, like, even if I'm filming, like, I'm not going to get in the way of other people's gym sessions. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't really mind, because like, I'm not going to expect a whole space. Sorry? Oh no, honestly, don't worry about it. No, I'm not like that.
That is the video, lads. Thank you for watching. In terms of my first experience being mic'd up in a gym and talking to myself throughout my session, or talking to the camera, should I say, I actually quite enjoyed it. It wasn't as awkward as what I thought it would be. A lot of people don't even batter an eyelid, to be fair, throughout your session. It's a pretty normal thing now to be mic'd up or filming yourself in the gym or setting up a tripod. So yeah, don't be afraid to do it if that's something that you want to do. Not that I was in the first place. I've never been afraid of filming in public or filming myself or being mic'd up and talking through my session in the gym, but any other time I've done it before, I've always had a videographer standing behind the camera, whereas this was the first time that I actually just set up a tripod, mic'd myself up and spoke to the camera throughout my session. But yeah, it was actually really fun. I enjoyed it. The session absolutely flew by. So yeah, I guess time flies when you're having fun, right? And yeah, I did actually have a really good time filming that. So plenty more videos like this to come in the future. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, share and subscribe. All that YouTube stuff. Gonna end this one here. My next video will be a full day of eating that I think I'll film tomorrow, and I'll also walk and talk you through my push and arm session as well. So yeah, be sure to tune in for that one. See you soon.